Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. Today I would like to chat about minimalism. Now it's a word that is so loaded and so many people just, don't want to even think about it because you've inherited a lot of stuff over your life and here you are, what to do with it all. But for me, minimalism is more than stuff. It's more than just the things. It's a lifestyle. And I want to share with you kind of some thoughts about how the whole idea of possessions and collection and minimalism evolves over our lives, and maybe share some of my own personal things. I started my minimalist journey about maybe 15 years ago, and it was when I was working at Microsoft and I was offered a job in New York City, and I was so excited. I had always wanted to visit New York, and just living there and working there was just a dream come true. So I packed, I gave my notice and my rental, and I packed all my stuff up, 39 boxes, and shipped them off to New York. And I got there and worked for a couple of months, and then things changed. It's a little bit of a story, but anyway, I was not going to be working in New York, so I turned around and came back to Seattle. And the 39 boxes that I had shipped never got opened. I had been staying in temporary accommodation, so it never got even opened. So when I got back, the 39 boxes arrived, and it was like, what is in these boxes? I didn't even need them. Nothing in those boxes was missed during the time that I was away. So I started one by one on opening the boxes and downsizing. And it was a mission. I was trying to get down to 200 items. That was my goal. And I even started a blog to document to document my progress. But and there was progress, but there was also a lot of challenges and heartache. And yeah, it was a process. It took me about a year, and that's the truth, to open all the boxes. And what I did is, as I opened each box, I made a decision about what I was going to do with what was inside, and it was either going to be scanned, from on my computer, because it was a lot of like paperwork, like kids' school projects, and just things that Mother's Day cards, things that I just didn't want to throw away. But I reached out to my children and I said, hey, I'm going to do this big process of cleaning up. If you want anything like from your childhood, any report cards, any of that, I'm going to scan them, but I'm going to throw them away. And I did. And that was the hardest. That was the crying period more than anything. Joy crying as well as sad crying. Lots and lots and lots of memories on paper. So I scanned everything. I've got them all on a disc, and I do refer to them sometimes. And it's actually been quite fun to do that. But I got rid of all that paperwork. That was a very big part of my life. And then I had the clothing and all those things. I just literally I gave away to charity. The Salvation Army, I think, came and picked up. I had about 10 boxes of things to give to them. But the rest was all kind of just, pots and little treasure, glass pieces and crystals and all the things. And some of them I kept. I did actually get close to 200 items, but that didn't last long. Like I had 15 berets. I cut down to 3, and then I'm back up to 10 again. But you know what I'm saying. I mean, it was an effort to sort of just downsize in every area of my life. And I think that, I discovered, well, first of all, that I didn't need all those things, but they can hold us back. They can hold us down and, weigh us physically and emotionally. And, just to go through the stages, like when I was a kid, early adulthood, I didn't have very much at all. And maybe a lot of you are in that same situation. But, it's the time really where you do all these trips and do all these kinds of fun things with no possessions. Like everything's carry on, everything's lightweight, and it's all good fun. And the sun's going to come through in a minute. Hopefully it won't be too glaring, but anyway, then you go to middle age, your unique challenges where you're balancing a career and family, and you're trying to simplify just to be able to find stuff. And also, you're pursuing your passion. So you're gathering, you're collecting, whether you're a craft or something like that. It's really, really important. I'm going to stop for a second, change my lighting. I'll be right back. Hi there, I'm back. Well, I think for now, my lighting is solved, but when the sun comes out here, it's beautiful and it just shines right on my face. So anyway, I wanted to continue though, but as you go through your stages of life, downsizing and minimalism become a different priority. So as I said, middle age, you're just gathering stuff, and if you've got children, you've got the sports equipment, and you've got all kinds of stuff in the garage, and just it's hard to keep it down when you've got little kids around and family stuff. And the golden years, that's us. This is where we can, where we can start thinking about stuff in a different way. We're not under the pressure, the social pressure to have this thing or buy that thing or wear these clothes or buy these shoes. We're not under that kind of pressure at all. We're actually able, over 60, I think is kind of, that's why 60 and Me was created, really, was all these transitions that happen when you're over 60 and how on earth you deal with them. So how do you deal with your stuff? Well, you have to start by looking, like assessing it, like what have I got, what are the belongings, like I did when I mentioned with my children's art and stuff. It's I think what was that phrase about if it's beautiful or sparks joy, it's useful or beautiful, and then the Marie Kondo, sparking joy. You've got to just assess everything you've got and decide, do I want to keep this? I mean, do I really need those, whatever, 15 kaleidoscopes? I mean, and so I started going like, the 2 of everything or the 1 of everything, and then just choosing my favorite. And that was kind of challenging and hard sometimes, but I did it and I got through it myself. But maybe, start small is, I guess, one of the things to remember. Again, this creepy light. You just have to deal with the sunshine. It's just there and it's beautiful. Anyway, so start small, start 1 room, 1 drawer, 1 closet, whatever, but don't beat yourself up. Like if you just feel like some days like I just can't do this anymore, and just don't do it. I mean, there's no like clock ticking. You just have to just get down to assessing what you have and then letting it go one at a time. I think one of the key things that I worked on was assessing quality over quantity. Now, I am a collector of certain things. Like I do like crystals, and I like kaleidoscopes and kind of little sparkly things, and I collect them. And there's a difference, I think, between collecting something with a focus and then just collecting stuff because it's pretty or it's cheap or whatever, and there's all those kinds of things to deal with. But in doing that, embracing quality over quantity, I think you just have to incorporate some mindfulness into the process. Now, when I was describing my situation with my 39 boxes, I had to really meditate a lot on why I had those things, why I'd collected them. And was the reason I collected them finished? Was that like in the past now? Was it something that I could deal with? But, reducing stress and just relaxing about it, I think was the key for me. There's so many benefits of minimalism. I mean, one is that it's that it creates less stress in your life because you're not carrying stuff around. I mean, I actually have, I think, well, you all know this, I live in 1 room, and in my room I have shelves and drawers where I have like, certain things like papers and my coloring books. And I do have things. It's not like I'm like completely, like a Zen master without any stuff around me. I do have things, but I think I actually have this space now. I think that's the thing about minimalism. It gives you space. I have empty drawers where I can put new things, and in giving up all the clutter, you actually then can make room for other things in your life that are new, that are different, that are more challenging, more fun. So I think minimalism is a lifestyle where you're mindful and living. The word is so powerful, but authentically, that everything that you own is authentically something you want in your life. And I think if you can live that with a kind of intention, I think it's really, really important. It can be transformative. I mean, has anybody gone through a minimalism exercise, a downsizing exercise, and found it really, really changed their life? I would honestly love to know your stories, because I think that this is where we have an enriched experience here on 60 and Me, when you don't just listen to me talking, you actually, or watching my clothes come off there, that you actually do things yourself and you learn and you share. And I think that that's really, really cool if you can just share with us your minimalism journey. Why did you do it? What did it do for you? So the article I refer to here, the woman's name on my blogger is Diane Bruno. Diane Bruno actually has a website. She's a coach. She's a life coach, but she also has some guy. What's the one? I think there's one called. I can't remember the name of it, but she's got a book on minimalism and how to approach this whole topic. And of course, being aware of your life goals, being aware of what you're doing in your life and having that kind of focus is part of the whole minimalist process. So maybe Diane's other articles can help you with that process, which will lead you to a more minimalistic lifestyle. But anyway, I do thank you, Diane, for the article and for the inspiration. I appreciate it so much because it's very much a part of my life, and I think it's allowed me to be more resilient and more just sustainable in my life. I think that's another thing that means a lot to me now, maybe more than ever, is, not over creating so much mess and unsustainable materials in the world. Buy clothes at charity shops, recycle things. Just part of my lifestyle now too, but maybe yours too. Anyway, everybody, thank you for bearing with me through the sunshine shift. I hope it wasn't too disturbing. But anyway, know that I love you. I really do care about you so much, and I'm happy that you're here. Leave your comments below on minimalism and how you've maybe gone into a more simple, downsized lifestyle in your 60s. And leave comments for anyone else who's struggling. That's what we're here for. Stand by each other. Be some help. Okay, everybody, take really good care. Lots and lots of love. Bye for now.